This is part 3 of our comments for the record on infrastructure investment. So let's talk a little about the cooperative economy. So employers would pay in such an economy, and in some companies now, employers would pay for commuting, including taking the kids to school and maybe going to cooperative-owned stores. Employee-owned companies, they really want to take advantage of that status of employee ownership and voting, could decide to have stores for their members, kind of like the commissary is for the military, their own doctors, etc., their own schools. And part of the process of accumulating both voting and preferred shares would be shares in the local transportation enterprise and the energy system, so that transportation in retirement is paid for by the dividends, or former employers could just keep paying. So retirees don't have to worry about not going to not being able to get around, and people who are disabled would from an employee-owned company, they would be made whole if it's a permanent disability, and have the shares required. Implementing such now, there'd be no need for a separate carbon tax or fuel taxes. Intercity consortia would include linkages to rail and aviation, but for larger families, nothing beats loading the kids in the car and if you can punch in the destination and go to grandma's house or the beach, so much the better. Then you can go over the Bay Street, the Bay Bridge without freaking out, or home without freaking out. And for those so inclined, with a cocktail, because you're not driving, the car is. And there would be no override because the computer's driving. So, now Tesla, with Tesla as a manufacturer in the consortium, comes SpaceX. So SpaceX, when they expand civilian into more civilians in tourism in space, they'd be part of the consortium too. So you go to your spaceport and up you go. All kidding aside, implementing such a system allows us to reduce the role of politics in infrastructure, especially national politics. Cooperative employment and transportation can be extended to cooperative education and consumption, both with secular and religious options, and social services as well. And the workers would choose, both individually and collectively, what kind of education they would have. We only need the willingness to do this. The technology is already there, and it can be easily demonstrated. Even the managerial portion can be designed easily. When you put together the track, and the stuff and the cars and all that, you have, instead of the government managing the components, you put a consortium together and let them do the details. We do that in space. It's called the Space Transportation System. I know they used one of my papers to design the thing. So says my friend at Goddard, who I gave my Space Transportation System backgrounder to. So we can do for cars what we did for space already. Isn't that a hoot? The concepts have already been developed. The Future is Calling, which is actually a reference to the book that I wrote about doing such things in cooperatives. We don't need to fight about these issues. We can do them. Let government do things, not fight about in the public about why you should be elected. Because we start doing things and doing things cooperatively, there's less need for politics, less need for government. So if you're a libertarian, really, then you should be for this kind of project. More money, more cooperation, better technology, getting things done. If you get things done, you get reelected. If you keep talking to get reelected, you're going to lose eventually, and you deserve to. On either, whether you're in the right or the left, majority or minority, not doing government and not leading to the end of government by doing good things for the working class. You don't deserve to be in office anymore. So, and then I won't have to make these videos because mission accomplished. So. I thank you for your kind attention. Again, links are in the chat. Links to other resources are in the chat, like tax reform. And share with your colleagues, other staff, other YouTubers, and expand the discussion so we can lessen the arguments. Thank you very much.